here is the latest baseless attack against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There is someone named Luke Thompson who is a conservative Twitter person who essentially accused AOC of joining the swamp and hiring her partner's boyfriend, essentially her boyfriend, to start paying him. And he said this: while you were having a nice Valentine's Day, AOC decided to put her boyfriend on staff, drawing a salary on the taxpayer's dime. Ooh. Nice to see her adapting to the swamp so quickly. So there's that. He then followed up after she made a statement, which I'll read in a second. New from a friend inside the house, seems like more than calendar access to me. Care to revise your statement? So essentially the response from AOC was this. She said, actually the Cal designation is a permission so that he can have access to my Google Calendar. So she did not hire him. She said congressional spouses get GCal access all the time. Next time check your facts before you tweet nonsense. She basically said, we had to give him an email address so he could see when I was done with work. We did not hire him whatsoever.
That's very trusting of her.
Yep.
It seems like they have a healthy partnership.
I know, right?
So access to my Google Calendar.
Yeah. So
it's true. My wife doesn't know that.
First of all, when the story started with on Friday morning, conservative podcast host Luke Thompson, I had already read all I needed to know.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever the rest is a lie.
Right, like a real winner.
Right, because there are no conservative podcast hosts that are doing actual research and reporting. Because they're not in that business, they're in the propaganda business. And in a sense, Luke Thompson feels like he's won here because he's like, my lie was successful enough to one, get my name in the press, and two, spread falsehoods about Ocasio-Cortez that the right-wing voters will all believe because they don't care about facts. So and they'll be like, yeah, I guess you hired a boyfriend, he's taking me money, right? And so that's two wins for him. And he's like, and maybe I'll have tricked some independents who saw the story but didn't actually get the actual details of the facts into thinking that it was true. That's triple win. Because we're making the mistake of assuming that they think the same things we think, that they agree to the same assumptions. We care about facts. We don't want to be wrong. We care about reporting, etc. They don't. That's not a priority for them. They want to do propaganda. If they got it wrong, that's a win. It's not like you think he's embarrassed? No, by the way, they proved to him. They're like, look, this is what you need for, you have a .gov email in order to check the calendar. You can check the house. There's all these different things you can check to see if he's being paid, and he's not being paid. And he's like, yeah, not buying it. I think I'm still right, right? Because he's not a reporter. He's a conservative propagandist, as almost all of them are. So we constantly have debates with guys who don't care about even winning the debate. All they care about is, how do I smear them?
Yeah, it's also interesting. This is what I love about all these baseless attacks against AOC is that I end up just learning something about government.
Yeah.
You notice that? It's like, oh, so
it's like a civics lesson.
Absolutely. So what I learn is like, it actually is, it would have been legal to hire your significant other. You just can't hire a family member. But then I learned all these other things, like we're gonna skip one graphic. This is from the Des Moines Register. US Representative Steve King employs his son and daughter-in-law as full-time campaign staffers and has paid them more than $805,000 since 2004, recor's show.
That's nice of him.
I'm pretty sure that the conservative podcasts have not exposed that, and that's actually real.
I mean, how much money is like Kushner? Kushner's got like jobs in the White House, and Ivanka, all these people like.
But then for them, the real corruption and the real swamp, it's not their salary.
Obviously,
it's the real estate deals, etc.
The other little thing about it for Steve King is that they uncovered that, it's not illegal if they're actually doing work. So, Kushner ostensibly goes to an office and does work, but they found out that Steve King pays his family even on off years of the campaign.
Oh, but it's moral support.
Moral support. I couldn't do it for less, but it's like they make between we saw $805,000, but for his kid, it's somewhere between $30,000 and $60,000 a year, and that means he has made as little as 30 and as much as 60 plus, they say, according to the Des Moines Register.
So by the way, this is a common scam on the right wing and a very common tactic of the right wing to do projection. So they get all their money from rich donors, so they say, oh, the Democrats get everything from George Soros. because they think we get all of our money and we get marching orders. We are told by Sheldon Adelson and the Koch brothers and the Mercers what to do, and we follow it to a T. So they're like, oh, everybody just follows whatever Soros says. Now that's not true on the left, but it's projection. And in this case, this is just tip of the iceberg on the scam that Republicans run. Orrin Hatch, and to be fair, some corporate Democrats do it too, but not the progressives. Orrin Hatch's son is a lobbyist, and so hey, if you want to get bills passed, they don't send the son to Orrin Hatch to lobby on that bill, but Orrin Hatch is perfectly aware of what his son is working on. And so all those happen to be supported by Orrin Hatch, and his son gets a giant amount of money to be a lobbyist. Norm Coleman, former senator from Minnesota, his wife was a lobbyist. There was a great story about how she never even showed up at the office. I mean, it was brazen. And Norm Coleman knows that his wife is getting paid a tremendous amount of money to not go to work, and knows what the firm is interested in passing, and that's how that scam is played by the right wing. But Ocasio-Cortez doesn't do any of that. Riley Roberts never paid a single dollar. It's all a lie as usual. But the main lesson that I wish the rest of the media would take away, if it's a conservative so-called journalism organization, a podcast, a website, whatever it might be, it ain't journalism. Stop listening to them. Their job is to do propaganda.
You know, the remarkable thing about AOC is that, I mean, 95% of the Democratic politicians in my lifetime have just cowered as soon as any right-wing attack has been leveled upon them. They immediately concede the point and retreat and kind of hide. And AOC just kind of punches right back, and it's created this weird dynamic in which like the right wing has been so used to punching and not getting punched back that they're kind of wishing for it. Like they have this weird kind of fixation on it, which they kind of like it. You know, it feels
when
like
they get punched back.
Yeah, when they get punched back, because like they haven't felt alive in 30 years. So like they need it just to like their craven soulless existence. Like they need something to flow through these veins.
Yeah, and you know what?
I'm talking about.
Yeah. I love that theory, and I'll end on this, guys. Our thesis was if Democrats punch back, it'll work.
Yeah.
And here it is. And look, some of you guys volunteered for her, donated to her, et cetera. You made that happen. And we got somebody who's finally punching back. Doesn't it feel great? Okay, let's do it again. 2020 is coming up. Let's get 12 more, 24 more. Could you imagine? Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.